Y'all come in, come in. Y'all come on in. We got a special conversation tonight, so y'all come in. Y'all share this live with all the artists. Share this live with groups, singers, everybody, but especially groups tonight. Share this live with everybody. Tag all the groups y'all know. Tag them. Send them over here. Inbox them. Let them know we on. Let them know we on. Y'all share this live. Tag groups. Let me know if you can hear me too. Let me know if you can hear me. Babe, let me know if you can hear me. I know you're watching. Okay, perfect. Babe, tell everybody to share. This is going to be a good one tonight. Especially for the artists. Especially for artists. So y'all tag artists. Share this live, y'all sharing. Share. Tag. As my wife would say. She be pushing me to give y'all instructions to share and tag. So give it a couple more minutes, then we're gonna get into it. Couple more minutes. People are coming in. Y'all come on in. Y'all tag groups. Tag the groups tonight. I sound like a preacher trying to raise offering. Tag group. Y'all tag the group. Share this live. I think we're gonna go ahead and get started, and then y'all just fall on in. Boy, I sound like a preacher. So tonight we have a special guest in the building. I'm gonna bring him up and let him introduce himself, and then we're just gonna vibe out from there. So y'all welcome Preach Young to the stage. What's up, man?
All
Hold
right, can
on.
you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Hey, how you doing today, bro?
I'm good. How you?
Man, I'm doing good. Just, busy, a lot going on and as you do and I do, always just trying to help, you know,
That's
spread the
right.
good news and encourage everybody to let's do our best to make it better.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So before we get into it, for the people who don't know, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Thomas Young. Friends call me Preach. been in quartet over 40 years. I started at an early age from Mississippi,
Okay.
um, currently in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Um, so again, started out with a group called the Golden Swans. A couple of my uncles were in quartet. Had a group out of Dallas, the Mighty Golden Voices, who also went had a couple of R&B hits with Curtis Mayfield and so on and
Sweet.
so forth. But so anyway, yeah, Quartet that way was one of the first worldwide web presence with this with Gloryland Gospel and me with a website called Gospel Quartets USA. Uh, one of the innovators for uh, streaming advertisements, if you say, for
Okay.
promotion,
Okay.
promotion, concerts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Started my own group in around 2003, a group called Sons of Faith. Not the Sons of Faith that are out now, but Sons of Faith
Okay.
had some a good run. Lost my first wife, 2004. Had to concentrate on my family, of course. So I stepped out the spotlight, but I didn't step away from the quartet.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and got back into it about 10 years later. Um, but even during all that time, man, I've always, let me say the most important thing, I'm a minister for the Lord Jesus Christ. But,
Yes, sir.
I've always had a passion in my heart to help and to give, you know, not, I never want to ever be this big head and I'm too high. I'm humble. I'm keeping it low. So you can
Yes,
always
sir.
access me. And just like you, how we connected, you know, it's that gift of giving and wanting to, you know, make things better,
Yeah.
and evolve,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, in long and short, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. So what was your mind frame once you got back into quartet, and how did you enter back in?
Well, man, I know and me being in there probably a little bit before you, quartet, we always had those handshake agreements, a lot of, you know, hard paydays that we had to accept, things like that. And to be honest, our, you know, our business, I can only speak for the groups that I have worked with early on, our business wasn't together.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, as I grew and I learned, you know, I understood the importance of, you know, having things in order. And even the Bible tells us to do things decent and in order.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And so um, when I came back into it, it was the same old. You know, you know, you got these clicks on this side, and still a divide. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So, and I'm sure
Yeah.
you can relate to everything I'm saying. Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
can.
I've lived it, and there are some people who I've gotten feedback from who have been very supportive
Yeah,
and have championed what I've been doing because of their experiences.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
there are others who kind of feel like I'm letting the cat out the bag as if we don't already know.
yeah. But see, and that's the thing. It's like, what do we do? Keep sweeping it under the rug, or do we try to improve our standing and our art, and more important, our ministries,
Yes, sir.
because I tell you, the more you give to God, He will increase. That
Yes,
is an
sir.
absolute truth,
Yes, sir.
and let me say this before I forget. Like when you and I first connected, on our Harold T's uh,
Mm-hmm.
platform, I always say it's not by chance, it's by purpose, because
Yes, sir.
everything there is a purpose. And like I said, when I ran across your platform, your channel, I started hitting you up, and
Yeah.
hey, and you speak it into existence, and guess what?
That's
Here we
right.
are. Here we
Yeah,
are.
here we are. Here we
Yes,
are.
sir.
And here
And
we are.
everything is purposeful.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, because we didn't get to have the conversation in depth, but the conversation that we were having on Harold's Live, you were mentioning opportunities that
Yes.
quartets aren't prepared for, but they're out there. Can you
Yeah.
speak
And
to that a little bit?
exactly. But let me say this first. I think on your live yesterday, you were saying some people aren't going to be, aren't supposed to be in Albany. Their quartet is,
Yes.
I got you on that one. And so basically, what I was saying is, how our basically our fan base, the biggest part, the community is in the southeast part of the US, where you are,
Mm.
Florida, Georgia's, Alabama's, all that good stuff. But the world is large, 8 billion people, and God is everywhere, and music moves, and if you don't, you know, drive your car up the road, you're not going to get there. And
Yes,
so
sir.
if you don't knock on doors or call people to inquire about, you know, connecting your service with their service, you know, for a good benefit, how are you gonna advance anywhere? And so what I was saying is, we can't wait for the phone to ring because we're waiting on a promoter to call us and say, hey, we heard you and we like you. Nah, those days are done. It's like a viral video. you know if you happen to get, hit that lightning in a bottle, you got a viral video. Yeah, you're gonna take off, but guess what? Eventually the sun gonna come back out and that lightning gonna be gone. you know and so us as you know artists, musicians, industry professionals in this state, we're pretty much going to be independent. So the the leg work that record companies and A&R, everybody did, now it's on us to do it. And I'm here to help anybody that wants it. You're here to offer, you know, and radio is still relevant. Streaming is the bigger part of where music is ordered and listened to. But like I said, you have to change with the times. And right now we got to use the tools that we have. And again, right now I gotta just say it like it is. Motown with a Bible is what my quartet looks like now. It looks
Hmm.
like Motown with a Bible, man. And I
Yes.
gotta be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
and no
And, and
disrespect to
and
anybody.
and unpack that a little bit for people who don't know what you mean.
So when I say, so if everybody that is online or going to view this live, if you remember the movie The Temptation, how they
Mm-hmm.
jumped on the bus and they traveled from Chitlins, town to town on the Chitlin circuit. Basically, the current state of quartet, my opinion, is right there. You know,
Right.
but I remember the times where the Mighty Clouds of Joy were on national TV. The Dixie Hummingbirds, groups like that. And I mean, when the Jews, they were all, getting world renowned recognition and nationally known, not just down here, but everywhere. Example now, Camp Spirits was probably one of the hottest. Lee Williams, God rest his soul, was one of the hottest. They had a presence, and they can't still have a presence. Yeah, they probably went over the water a couple times, but just imagine if the effort was put in to really blast them. Again,
Absolutely.
the whole world is not going to like us, but out of that 8 billion people that we currently have, I know there's 100 million that love Quartet.
Yeah,
I
man.
know it, and guess what? That is enough to sustain anybody. And they'll tell somebody, and but we can't take God out of the equation, you know, and that's more important because what my poor little eyes and mind can see and think, God's, ways aren't our ways, his thoughts aren't our thoughts. And I have seen amazing in my life
Yes,
from
sir.
submitting to God. And I know the same.
Absolutely.
And even in my art as an artist, I've seen it. I've experienced it. But again, too, I'm human. Yeah, we love the limelight, all that good stuff. But humble is the way, man. But anyway, I can ramble on, bro.
No, no, you're good.
Yeah.
And the thing that I wanna highlight that you're saying is the fact that I don't know if groups, in my experience, I'll say it like this. In my
Mhm.
experience, there have been slim to no conversation in regards to plans to expand beyond what we're already doing.
Mhm.
So when you speak about those 100 million people, like I've never sat at a table with people who said, "Okay, y'all, right now we're doing these gigs on the weekend to get by, but what else can we do? Like what other
Exactly.
avenues are there? What other outlets are there?" So like
Right.
to hear you say these things, it puts me in a position to kind of charge groups to have that process of what more is out here.
Man, so much more. And again, the doors are open, but we're not knocking as a community of artists. So for an example, now this was in 2007, 8. I did a whole weekend, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I worked at the Minnesota State Fair. I worked at the Bayfront Blues Festival. I did a TV appearance on a local NBC network here with merchandise and appearance contract agreements. Made over 30,000. Five of us in the group. All of us played and sang, except the drummer. He couldn't sing at all. But long story short, you know, and this was at the time again. I had to pull back from quartet. But what I'm saying, that's possible, and that's possible every weekend. I did some research, and even at the basics right now, a group could actually bring in, and this is at the bare minimum, engagements, merchandise, branding, publishing, streaming and all that. They can bring in at least 150 grand a year. And it's simple. It's
Yes, sir.
simple. But the thing is, you can't carry the load by yourself, you know. And you know how groups used to operate. We got a booking manager, we got, somebody is going to be equipment man and a manager all within the group. Come on, that don't work no more. You know, I mean, it can work, but you can't just sit again and wait for the phone to ring. A booking manager, if you're going to do the job, has to make the call, has to find a way to make his business good. So anyway, man, I like I said, man, I love this stuff, man, and that's why I
Yeah,
want to see it. I want to see it thrive.
absolutely. I do
Yeah,
too, man. And it's like
yeah,
pursuing exposure has to be a part of the next wave.
hmm,
Cause I think it's very easy to do what we've been doing and
yeah,
go to the anniversaries we normally go to and play to the same people. But at the end of the day, you we as a collective can't be frustrated with that, but then still keep doing it.
yeah. And now check this out, man. Have you ever thought about this? So when we go and we do our concerts, or AKA programs as we call them, when we go do our concerts, half the time, half of our fan base at that concert are other artists. You dig that? So we're basically singing to each other, you know, and some people out here on their platforms, they think that uh, you know, we're being locked out of places. How's somebody gonna lock out something that they don't know about?
That they
You,
don't know
you
about.
how you gonna run from a dog you can't see? You know, for real, man. You can't.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
so what I'm trying to offer the groups, or get them to listen. Proper preparation reduce. It brings results.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and you don't have to be rich to plan, for your business, you know, and you don't have to have a whole lot of money to get a little exposure. So, we'll get into that a little later, but yeah,
And
man,
that
again,
is true. It's true. And I don't think people realize that, like, there are people like me and people like you who are willing to do what's necessary under the conditions that who we're helping has the right mind
yeah.
for our help to even make sense.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's like quartet groups, artists out there, it's like when you know you need help, it's important to allow the help to be help.
Hmm.
Because if you already knew what to do, you would be doing it.
For sure, for sure. And also, I'll back on that is if you don't know what to do,
It's
spend a
okay.
little time to look for it. And it's okay.
That's right.
Absolutely, it's
Yes.
okay. And just because you know it and I come ask or, and you tell me about it, you don't have to say, oh, like he's this or that. You know where I'm going.
Yeah,
And that's how I
that's
go, man. And then you got, oh, hold on, let me go here. Pros and lows. What is that, man? Come on, bro. Dig this. If you ever made money as a performer, guess what
you're a
you are? A
professional. You're a
pro. There
professional.
it is. A low.
Anybody who's getting
Look,
paid is pro.
call me a loke if you want. I make more money at home than I could going running around behind you. Come on, man. For
Facts.
real, and
Facts.
so, that pros and lokes. I mean, yeah, I lived that era too. But then, like I said, I thank God for opening my eyes and my understanding that some things are just foolish,
Mm.
and that term is foolish, So some of the artists that I hear use the term pros and lokes, I'm like, but really, can you call yourself that because they only know you here? They don't know you,
Mm.
you know, and not knocking to anybody I might be referring to. But the thing is, I got a song called, Words Got Power, and they do,
Mm-hmm.
man. And if you talk low, your ceiling is low. You
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like being big fish in little ponds.
man, for real, for real. Like even Doc that you used to
Mm-hmm.
play for, Doc McKenzie. I don't know the runnings of his, how he does his company, but the one
Mm-hmm.
thing I can imagine and assume that Doc does have a structure that he
Mm-hmm.
runs on. Now it may not, you know, be as big as we would hope, but
Mm-hmm.
I know there are some I's dotted and some T's crossed within
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
brand that he works, as well as some other artists. But he is one that I look at,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I Doc is a real straight up man. I love that dude. That's all I can say.
Right.
I
That's my
love
boy,
Doc, man,
man.
and man,
Absolutely.
I've sat and talked with him, got some tips and some pointers from him. Even when I didn't ask, Doc was always willing to come and share,
Mm-hmm.
critique some
Mm-hmm.
things, and that's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
man. And
Absolutely.
man, yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway, bro,
man.
yeah. But that pros
So
and low thing. But anyway,
yeah,
yeah,
that let me tell you, like, that's something that has always bothered me because I'm around everybody.
yeah,
So being in it is like I would cringe because I'm like, listen, we all out here doing the best we can to make it.
hmm,
And the separation, the crazy thing is, preach, the separation between pros and lokes has always been more about perception than it has been about business.
yeah, yeah. That's it. They. I think, and I would assume this is the mentality that because I'm booked, you know, 3 times out of the month. I get to go to Georgia, South Carolina, and Texas, and then next month I get to go to Mississippi, Alabama, and whatever, Tennessee. Okay. But the Loke group, they do one show out of town a weekend, a month, and then they, doing local events at home. Okay. So what is it? Because
Yeah.
guess what? Most of the time when the pros go on the road, guess what? They coming back home hungry and hot because the pocket ain't got nothing.
Yeah, and it's time to one.
Change the game.
Yes, man. It's like,
Go ahead, bro. I'm
and
sorry.
and no, you're good, and that's why I wanted to have you on so that we can have that discussion about the opportunities are out there. Like, me, like I push being on social media heavy,
Man,
and I don't think artists understand the power of content and the opportunities that consistent content can create.
check this out. At the bare minimum, on the World Wide Web, the presence that an artist, group, solo, whatever you are, even industry professionals, producers, promoters, whatever, website, platforms on all the social media platforms that are relevant to you. Um, if you're releasing music, you know, um, having a YouTube channel with, you know, good, accurate information, but also making sure you're not crossing or you're not skipping a box because that box might be your coin in there. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
again, that's go back to that lightning in a bottle thing. They check out my video on Facebook. Dude, what? That man,
Yeah.
you you're not, again, viral happens. But chances
Mm.
are I'd rather set myself up for success by paying $5 a month to have a website, five a month
Yeah.
to have a website, uh free advertising, or free free advertising for my brand on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is you want. But again, it some planning that's involved to do it, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
again, if you got a group of guys and you guys can't afford a A&R person or whatever it is, a content creator to help you do this, man, research and learn. Man, divide that work up. But you know, make yourself legit. But let me say this too about before I lose this thought: being legitimized and registering your brand as a nonprofit, a LLC, whatever it is, even as a ministry, as an artist, you should, and it's free to do it in most states. But yeah, it's a lot to do, but it's so little to make it worth it. So little.
So let's talk about that a little bit because
Hmm.
you have a template
Yep.
that I want you to talk about that can help with that.
Oh, I got to put these old eyes on now.
Let's go. Let's go.
We better get down with it, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah. So anyway, let me get to that. Uh, where is it at here? Okay. So yeah. So I kind of, you know, with the help of Chat GPT,
Come on.
you know, because if it's available, use it. If it's
That's right.
available, use it. It doesn't make you dumb or anything else. Use it.
That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
created a template that gospel music groups, solo artists, anybody in our field can use. And it's just basically planning for the work you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the template, you'll be able to download it through your channel.
Yep.
And, anybody that wants a business plan template to use, check with my man Roger.
Yeah.
He got you covered.
So it's
But
I
go
got it.
ahead.
I got it for if you're on Facebook. The links are above. If you're on YouTube, the links are below. It's
And you
two
can
different.
also go ahead.
No, you go. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say too, they can also you can access these same files, PDF files, on my Facebook and well, on my Facebook at Thomas Preach Young. I'm the only one, Thomas Preach Young. You can get it there. But again, so some of the things in business planning that we probably haven't considered before that we should probably take a look at is a group logo, for instance, uh, a mission statement. We know what genre is, who's your target audience and your market, you know, and that's anybody that loves gospel, whether it's traditional, CCM, whatever. Knock on the door, baby. Get you a fan over there because they're everywhere. Um, have a vision, short term, long term. You know, um, have an overview of your group. It says, do some research about, you know, how many gospel music lovers are in this state. And you can find all that stuff today right in your own home. And so things like that, but the most important thing is registering with your, specific state,
As an LLC.
registering as a LLC. Yeah.
That's
Because,
good.
and there's so much benefit in that. I mean, I didn't realize how much money I was losing with streams because I wasn't registered as Preach Young, the
Hmm.
artist name. Yeah. And man, and let's go into that. So when I had first started releasing, music using a online distributor, dude, I never knew how important metadata was. Oh man, do you know how many times I slipped, bro? Like, man, I had to go back, fix this, and upload it again. But those things, man, and that's where my heart is, to give people and help, man. Now I might not be able to do it, but if you got questions, call me. I
Absolutely.
got it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, but that those templates, man, I think would be a big help. And I pray that, man, some of them, you know, reach out and take a hold to them and give them a shot. Everything might not pertain to what we're doing, but you know, maybe 1, 2, and 6 might be perfect for us.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
I think it's important too because in order to really make a living doing music, you have to be intentional about the structure of it. Like
yeah,
it's not like the music is the easiest part of the
that's the
equation.
yeah, yeah,
That that's the easy part.
yeah, yeah,
It's the LLC and the brand and the content and the having a manager that has relationships. It's like knowing your numbers. It's like figuring out your demographics so you can know who to serve, so you can know
hmm
how to route tours, so you don't have to do
yeah.
programs.
There it is. There- and another thing that we overlook is having sponsors. Do you know what benefit it is for you to put a sticker on your speaker that says whatever the speaker company is, and they give you this amount of money to just advertise for them? And how you going to know if they're going to do it if you don't ask? And if you
Yes.
don't know who to call the front desk and ask them, who do I talk to about wanting to be sponsored by your company? And companies are waiting to give money away, you know, for that specific purpose. And especially for us as black folk. They, I don't know about now since Trump and all this DEI breakdown, but I'm gonna whoop him too. But anyway, but yeah, man, but sponsorships, you know, um, again, even trademarking your name, if you have a performance name, trademark it. It makes money, and it's not about the money, but if you want to do it as a hobby,
That's one
then
thing.
then that's one thing. But if you call yourself a pro, then pro up your business, you know, pro up your game, you know, and man, don't be afraid to ask people anything, man. Your closed mouth don't get fed, man.
That's right.
It don't,
That's right.
man. And you can go from bologna to chicken in a minute.
That's real.
Yes,
That's
sir.
real.
Yes,
And then,
sir.
and then another thing too is like us as quartet artists, us as gospel artists and creatives,
Yeah,
we can't be so religious in our thinking that we don't study outside our genre.
yeah. You know,
Because go ahead, I'm sorry.
man, bro, I swear, I know God made this happen. You know, I'm a minister. I love uh, not religion, but I love God, holiness. You know, I'm a Christian. If you want to brand it that way, yeah. But one thing I came to understand is I'm just Tommy. At the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna make mistakes. I have temptations. I'm still learning how to walk, you know, upright. Do I get upset sometimes? Yeah. Do I say the wrong thing sometimes? Absolutely. But I'm mindful and I know what God has delivered me from, and I know how to walk in His way a little better. So I said that to say, or to piggyback off of you, you know, sometimes we do go religion too much. It's just like, you know, you go to a quartet program on Sunday, and then Monday they, or you know, for myself, I smoke a cigarette. I think, oh, that boy smoke a cigarette out there at the church in the parking lot. You see this? So is it gonna be okay if I do it Monday? You know what I'm saying? But you gonna sit there and judge me. I'm just a man,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you know, bad mouthing my behavior, you know, which I should have minded anyway. But me, you bad mouthing my behavior is not gonna uh, release me from that vice that I have. Only one can do that is God, and everybody individually pray to God. But at the end of the day, bro, you're gonna be Roger. You're gonna be a good dude, and the more you seek God, the more He's gonna come to you, and the more you ask Him to clean something up or you know whatever else. So yeah, we don't have to necessarily God all the time. And when you do talk about God, some people know what you're talking about. 'Cause there's a
Yeah,
couple of places I've been online that they just play too much for me. Mhm.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's important to understand it's two parts to it. It's like when it comes to ministry,
Hmm.
make sure you're about your father's business.
Man, 100.
And when it comes to business, make sure you understand what's going on in the world.
There it is.
Because you can be in such a bubble. Because I experience people kind of like being behind time and thinking that's holy.
Sound like quartet to me.
it's like it's like you that's not holy, that's late.
Yeah, yeah,
You
for
late.
sure. That's late. And, you know, it's, I would say when I first started, even 20 years ago, it is way easier today to build a presence, like you said, online. But not only that, that online presence, man, will open doors and roads for you. You know, but if you're waiting to catch that viral video, bro, I'll see you later because you're not gonna be there.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
because you're waiting. You know, and that's just what you're saying, man. You're late to the game. That's
You
quartet.
late. You late
We
to the
late.
game. And
Yeah,
it's like depending on other people recording you and posting it, you're not in control of your brand.
man. I'm glad you said that. Do you? Why do I want to go buy a ticket to a program to see a group A, B, and Z that I love? But all I gotta do is turn on Facebook. I can watch it for free. What is wrong with promoters? Now, this is for you. This is why you need a business plan. What's wrong with the promoter? insisting that upon entrance there will be no cameras recording their events. Oh, I can't stop nobody from recording. Guess what? Hire or have somebody on duty that sees anybody with a phone up. Please, can you take this down? Dude, it's simple, you
It's
know.
simple.
And again, know your business, know what you're supposed to do, and do it the best you can do. Oh, what you said, man, there's a
And it's
mouthful,
crazy
man.
because I don't and preach, maybe people know and maybe people don't know. But there are comedy shows where it's like they put your phone in a bucket and we'll give it back to you when it's
Yes,
over.
yes. And whatever footage is released, it was agreed upon by the promoter of that show, the artist, and so on and so forth. But that's again, we are so far behind. And you know, let's go even into the we're so far behind. We still shaking hands for agreements, or trading money. Hey,
Bargaining.
I'm gonna book you here for this amount. You book me back in a few months for this amount. What for what? You gonna come here and go home broke? I'm gonna go there and come home broke. I don't want to keep, want to keep doing that, man. Excuse
Yo,
me,
it's
dude.
real.
And man, guess what? I know people are gonna be offended by this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Who he think he is? What do he think? Who is he talking about? I'm talking about my community, the Quartet community. Guess what?
Absolutely.
And you know who you are because I'm part of you.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and cut the divide and stop the clicks too, because it's
Yeah,
enough
man.
room for everybody.
That's it. That's it. It's
There's
enough room
enough
for
room,
everybody.
everybody.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
So y'all download, it's two different templates. One is for, explain what the two different templates are. I don't want to get it
So
wrong.
yep. So the two templates are, and again, it's for any artists, promoters, producer, any music industry professional. So one is the business plan. It's a PDF file. You can download it, print it, however you use it. You can even fill it out on your computer. The other is a engagement contract, something we rarely use in quartet. It's we still shaking hands and hoping that we get
Yeah.
our money. Hoping, and we got to come up short a lot, but we hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's an engagement contract and the business plan template.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Two things that we need, and it's like, preach. I don't know that we really. Okay, let me see how I'm gonna say it. We exchange money for showing up, but
Mhm.
we don't really have no business. It's like a under the table couple $100, couple
Yeah,
$1,000, but it
yeah.
ain't really no business.
There's no business, man. It's just, man. It's just like, man. Let me hold some.
In fact, that's
Let me
exactly
hold
what
some.
it is.
Yeah, I'll do this. Let me hold some. Man, come on with the let me hold some contract, man. I don't want that no more. Sign this paper. And so there was an incident. I'm sure you probably heard that there was an event that some artists didn't get all their money or didn't get paid, which we've been part of ourselves, I'm sure. Um, and so we got to talking about the use of having a contract. And they like, well, you gonna take them to court, they ain't got nothing. So what you gonna get? Guess what? A judgment. A judgment. You have the power now to garnish a promoter's, finances, however he receives them. There's the power of that in just a judgment. And don't assume because a person has a certain look that they broke. Don't assume that a person has a certain look that he don't know nothing, or
Yeah.
his head's too big. No,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna know nothing unless you interact with him. You know,
Absolutely.
and if someone books, wants to book you for an engagement, and you send them a contract, and this is your agreed upon price, and they don't sign it, guess what? Don't go.
That's right.
Don't go. It's nothing wrong with you not having to do that gig. The fans will still be there, and new fans will take their place and so forth. But what we need is more fans.
Absolutely. I
And
keep saying it. I keep saying it. I keep saying it.
one other thing, while it's on my head again too, man, because I can keep going, but merchandise. merchandise. I'm gonna say cats, but I mean groups or everybody. But they don't even know how to sell music at a show. They don't know whether to, and if they do have it on a CD, man, oh man, Magic Marker CDs don't work no more, man. Come on now, man. Y'all put that Sharpie away, man, and go put them blank CDs away and quit burning your own. What? Am I preaching? Am I preaching, bro? Let me speak to you. Put your Magic Marker away, okay? You don't have to sell dinners. Cut your phone off and hold on. What really is where we should have really graduated from is having programs at churches, and
Mm.
we should and it's coming because we are changing and we are gonna we increasing and we're evolving. But having events, and there's so many spaces that a promoter could, rent. Hey, guess what? Even as a spot in a sponsorship, could probably get the facility for free, you know?
Yeah.
And then, that way you can have concession and you can make a percentage of concessions as a promoter. Artists could even agree to that in their contract price. But you go to church, come on, man. Let's quit defining God's house that way too.
Yeah.
Let's use it for what it is, for worship. And not that we don't worship, but we're more entertainment worship. I have to say it that way. You know, know what you're doing it for and be sincere and 100 about what you're doing it for. But we ain't got to do it at the 4th Street Baptist Church all the time.
Yeah, that's
We
real.
don't. We
That's
don't,
real.
man. And
I,
again, go ahead.
no, I was literally just thinking about that the other day. It's like I just had this like daydream of walking into a building where groups have merchandise on hangers and
Yes.
posters,
Yes.
like, and having a vibe, doing meet and greets, going into a facility that can be filmed. The
Yeah.
air works.
There it
There's
is.
lights.
Boy, not the air. Ooh, that air conditioner is important, man. Man, I'm gonna have to put that in that contract template, man. Make air conditioner work. But man,
Yeah.
so we did. You know, there's a venue in here in Minnesota. It's called the Guthrie Theater. So when I had mentioned to you in a text I sent you that I was part of a production. It was called Gospel Colonus. It had
Mm-hmm.
the Steele family, Blind Boys, the Soul Stirrers, uh, my boy Sam Butler, um, Morgan Freeman, Carl Lumbly, those cats like there, man. Dude, beautiful. That theater is so beautiful. So right after the stage play, we did Voices of Colonus, which was just a concert series. Man, at these theaters, dude, it was well worth it. And
Yeah.
and again, this was in the 90s, but it's still available for everyone today. It's still,
Yeah.
you know, don't just put a program together, promoters. Put an event together.
Yes,
Dot
there's a
your I's and
difference.
cross your T's. Yeah. And don't call everybody just to be the national guy on scene or the biggest one in town. Come on, man. Everybody
Yeah,
do that. I
absolutely.
mean, if you look at the promoters that book, maybe say, let's hip hop or whatever genre, they probably do a couple of shows a year, a couple of good shows a year and sustain them. But they have other ventures that, you know, they keep their hand in that, is for their benefit. But, you don't have to have, 6 programs a year with 20 groups you can't pay. And that's what it is.
That's the reality of the situation, and
Yeah.
that's why I've been speaking to artists too. Like, hey, groups, position yourselves to not need that, because we're in a situation right now where it's like one is better than zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to get to a place where we're structuring our business, building
Mhm.
our brand, and creating opportunities for ourselves where, let's say, we want it to go just to be amongst a few people that are there.
Mhm.
Like we have a structure in place where we don't need that money if we choose to say yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's even like if you look at some of the recordings that of the programs that we've seen recently, oh man, if you gather all those people, you put them on the first two pews. That's how
Yep.
that's how that's how full it is. Come on now.
Yeah, that's
Guess
real.
what?
That's
And then you however you're selling your admission tickets and your come on now. I tell you like this. So when I see programs like that, it makes me think like this. I ain't gonna go out the house with my shirt unbuckled, my pants belt not tightened, or my shoes untied. That's exactly what those programs, the promoters are looking like. They look like they walked out the house with no shirt open,
wow.
no belt locked, and their shoes untied.
Yeah,
That's
that's real.
exactly. So if you have a business plan, guess what? You know to button up your shirt. You know to tighten your belt. You know to tie your shoes. Check and make sure all of it's correct before you go out that door. You know.
Yeah.
And again, it's okay to start small. You don't
Hmm.
have to be the big fish in the small pond. You don't have
Right.
to. You
Right.
do not. Yeah.
And it's like
And it
smaller. That's another thing. When I look outside of quartet, when I look outside of gospel, there are independent R&B artists preach who
mm,
we have never heard of, who
making
are
it.
who are selling out small venues,
Making it. Yes.
making a killing
Yes.
on merch,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's like I've never even heard of this person.
But guess what? And they don't mind that you haven't heard of them because guess what? A whole bunch of other folks have. You know. I mean, yeah. But what it is, they're doing their work. They're doing their
Mm,
work, man, and they're making sure that they dot that I, cross that T. Even you said merchandise for an artist that doesn't have a budget to afford to get merchandise. Amazon has a program. If you have a PNG of a print that you want on a T-shirt, just split it with. You can make money. Dude. So guess what? You might not have it at the show, but have it at the show. You know,
yeah.
because Amazon delivers quick. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can do all that. Um, Even with selling music at the tables, yes. I mean, if you can offer some CDs for sale, but also the USB sticks or even a download card where you could sell a download card for Spotify, for Apple, whatever. Man, innovate. Why do you
Have
want
your
to
have your QR code up there so people can follow
see?
your
There it
social
is.
media pages.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is I've never wanted to do the same thing everybody else did. I want to change the game. I want to be different. Not better, just different. But what I change, I want you to gravitate to, and I
That's right.
want you to use it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Let me mention this. There's another content creator that has a show on YouTube about quartet.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful show, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And man, yeah, she getting ready to bust some heads too out here. And
Yeah.
it's just like you said, man, and I felt in my all the time, man. It's evolving. It's getting ready to change. You know,
Absolutely. And the
it's
pe-
definitely getting ready to change.
and all of us who are champion the change, we have to be tight.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing that's been on my mind and in my
Mhm.
heart. It's just like I'm not trying to do my own thing. Like it's gonna take everybody because when you look in other industries,
Yeah,
there are groups of people that make that train move, man. It's people in place to do different things that specialize in different things, whether it's management or marketing or
yes,
promotion or
yes,
media outlets. We need all of it.
absolutely. And think about this, man. So when a group celebrates their anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually, at least it was on our end, We put the whole show together. Find a promoter or an event planner. Let them do it for you. You know, don't plan it a month away, and don't do it the same way everybody else does it. Oh, we're gonna bring group A, B, and C in here, and y'all come. We're gonna have fried chicken dinners and this, that, and the other. No, sir. We're gonna have a giveaway this time. You know, we're gonna blah blah blah. We're gonna do this. You know, on Saturday night before the anniversary, we want to invite everybody to, a dance and a dinner, whatever. But what I'm
Yes.
saying is, what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. So
Yes,
just think
sir.
about it and do it. That's
That's
it.
right.
And you don't eat. It's not gonna make you love God less, and it's gonna make you a bad person to build better.
Build better.
Yeah, it's not gonna make
Build
you a bad
better.
person to build better. It's
Woo,
not.
hoo, 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 hoo.
Mm-mm.
And I think maybe my wife said it earlier, and she's right. Maybe we're just afraid.
Big time.
It's just like, man.
We don't want to fail, but heck,
Mm,
you failing by not doing nothing. So you might as well just fail, or go out and try to fail.
try to fail.
Fail
Yes.
because you failing right now. Yeah, man, your
Sheesh.
wife is on something. She is absolutely on it. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Cause she said
Man,
when I mentioned content, she put in the comments like, I think they know, I just don't think they're confident enough to execute it.
yeah. And I pray that what we are doing, it touches a lot of people to at least look and check it out. And if you need some help with it, man, reach out to Roger, reach out to me, find us.
Yeah.
We got a presence somewhere. you know
Yeah.
um and like I said, but the thing is, you can sit at home and fail. That's a guarantee. Or you can go out and try to fail. I'd
That's
rather go
it.
out and try. I'm gonna go out and try to fail, not to
Yep.
fail, but if I'm gonna fail trying.
Yeah, and I heard this. I was watching this podcast, and this entrepreneur, he was saying like, fail fast,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the faster you fail, the faster you learn what to do the next time. So
that's
it's
it.
like you prolong your opportunity to hit because you're afraid to
Yeah,
miss. But if I hurry up and miss, I'm gonna end up
I'm
figuring it
I'm
out.
I'm a hit though. So guess what? You remember I just told you about my metadata
Uh
incident?
huh.
I kept missing that metadata. I'm like, man, why ain't I getting 3 pennies instead of one? It was my metadata. So when I fixed it, I got 4 pennies because I finally learned and the price went up.
That's right. That's right.
But again, I could have sat there and just kept taking the 1 penny. But when I learned to make sure my metadata was correct, so uh, yeah, man, we got to do this again though too,
Yes,
bro, because
absolutely,
we got a
absolutely.
lot to talk about. But so I really want to touch on streaming and where what platforms are very needed, or very important for artists that do have distribution with like DistroKid, TuneCore, whatever, because
Absolutely.
there's Sound Scan, Sound Exchange, there's the
Yes,
MLC, all those
we
good
got to
things.
break that down. Yes.
Yes, sir. So we ain't gonna go tonight, but we'll be back. I'll be back
Yeah.
next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. So is there anything you want to say before we log off?
Man, bro, I thank God for you, man, and
Yes, sir.
I'm praying for you, man, that you keep strong for you and your family, bro. And if you ever need me, all you got to do is call. And
Yes,
everybody,
sir.
Quartet is the best music, the
Yeah,
very
man.
best. And we birthed probably all the stars you see today were birthed in Quartet. But I love you
Absolutely.
all. Subscribe to my man's channel, especially my family. If y'all watching, subscribe. And yeah, we love you though. I love you, man.
All right. All right. Love you too, man. We out. Peace.
All right, peace, bro.